Today we're in Fenghuang, one of China's most viral little towns. This little town receives around 20 million visitors a year, which is absolutely crazy. And even though Max and I have been living in China for 6 years and we've visited dozens of places like this, I have to say that when we got here, we were blown away by the beauty of this place. But we were also left wondering what made this village different from the others. So in this video, we're going to walk through its alleys while I tell you a little bit about its history. And we're going to talk to the locals to find out how this place has changed since it opened in 1980. Join me to discover Fenghuang. One of the things people talk about the most when you arrive in Fenghuang is precisely its bridges. Right now we're at the Wind Bridge, which is from the Qing dynasty, but there are many more, and as you can see, Fenghuang was built on the banks of a river, and that's something very common in China. In China, locals always believe that places where water flows and there are mountains are where the best energy is found. So that's where a city should be built. And, well, I don't know if it's true or not, but the reality is that without a doubt, this place is very beautiful. And from these bridges, you can get a panoramic view. You can really appreciate the architecture. There's no doubt that it's an incredible experience to stand here, but there are many of them. In fact, it's precisely because of its panoramic view that this is one of the most photographed bridges in the whole city or the old town. Here are some girls in local clothing. Locals know tourists come here for photos, so they set up to sell to them. There's fruit, there are drawings, there's jewelry or local crafts. It's a good marketing strategy. The Wind Bridge or Fenghuang is also a top recommended spot to stay in Fenghuang. Along the river, everywhere you'll find inns, Airbnbs, or small hotels. For example, we're staying in that one over there. It's fantastic, comfortable, and very affordable. For us, it's costing 206 yuan per night. It's really nice and the room is spectacular. Also, look at the view from the hotel. It's wonderful. Something I've noticed about this tourist city is that even though it's precisely a tourist spot, it still preserves much of the local charm and old traditions. For example, see that old man in front of us? He's washing his little tomatoes in the river. I found it endearing. And it's not because there's no running water in this city or in this old little town. They offer all the services, but this old man prefers washing his tomatoes in the river.
Walking here during the day is nice because you feel calm and tranquil. You can hear the birds, the water, the man washing his tomatoes. But this same hallway completely transforms at night. And that's because boats with tourists pass along the river, there are shows on the river. And all of this turns into a street full of bars and restaurants that play music at full blast because they're competing with each other to attract people.
It's amazing. I'd never seen an old town with such lively nightlife.
Yeah, and I really like that this whole boardwalk at night is filled with girls dressed in the traditional clothes of the area. And that's because the Miao ethnic minority lives here.
Also the Tujia.
And like in most places, they have their own dialect and their own customs. And yesterday they were teaching us some words, and yes, it's something very difficult because it's practically another language.
It's interesting because this cultural heritage that remains from the Miao and the Tujia, who are the minority of this town. It's what they came to fight against and what made this city very prosperous because it's a city that was used as an important military base, which was to control the rebellious minorities in the southeast of the country. These are the clothes of the ethnic minorities in the area, which is really interesting because they've modernized them a lot. As you saw before, they've modified them to look really cool. But it's meant to be the traditional dress of the Miao and Tujia minorities.
And throughout the city, there are lots of these little alleys that have all the pipes and electrical cables. But at the same time, they give it a kind of mysterious atmosphere. Because you come out of these corridors and you find really interesting buildings like this temple that's right outside. Notice the color of the temple, which has two phoenix figures. The name of the city, Fenghuang, in Chinese means phoenix, and this temple probably has something to do with the name. Look, here is Buddha. This is the traditional Buddha that we all know, which interestingly is a Chinese Buddha. And for those who don't know, Buddhism comes from India, but this Buddha was created in this country.
Hey, isn't this Buddha the one you mentioned called Budai, who carried a cloth bag and brought gifts for the children?
He's like the Chinese Santa Claus. He was a monk who was famous for carrying a cloth bag in which he brought gifts for the children. That's where his name Budai comes from. Bu means cloth and Dai means bag. Just a fun fact you pick up. These are the traditional alleys of the city of Fenghuang. But just like these alleys, you can also find tunnels, temples like the one we have right in front of us, and even pagodas. While walking through the city, you find this kind of altar.
It's a Taoist altar, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's a Taoist altar. Here we've already entered the main alley. Notice that here we found some interesting foods that you don't see in many places anymore, like scorpions, and centipedes. That's not eaten much in other parts of China. You used to find that often in Beijing, but I don't see it much there anymore. You see it more in small cities, in old towns. This here is not a vast shop, it's a liquor store, an alcohol shop.
It looks like soda. Check out its color.
It's peach, right?
Taohua, I mean like peach blossom. Do you know what it tastes like?
What does it taste like?
Like soju.
He's letting you try again.
Oh, thank you very much.
This is our traditional alcohol. It has 200 years of history. She says this type of alcohol has 200 years of history.
Oh wow, the other one is pretty strong. Whoa, that's strong.
He says if you don't drink, you can have one of these.
This osmanthus cake is tasty.
All right, I'll order one for you.
What's in it?
It has sticky rice, osmanthus, and milk.
What's it called?
It's rice wine.
They already served Noelia her drink, but she doesn't like milk. It was made with cow's milk, so I inherited it and we'll see how it tastes. It's delicious. Do you know what it is? Rice pudding. It's really good. You have to try it. Is it really rice liquor? Just like that, rice liquor? You have to order this thing.
Yes.
You have to order this thing. Liquor with osmanthus cake flavor. 15 yuan and you get the little cup as a gift. What a gem. Thank you, ma'am. This is what I was telling you about the little bars and the bridges and tunnels all over the city. The little bars are very interesting because you walk by at night and the music is blasting like they're having a huge party, but nobody is dancing. They're all looking at their phones just like now. And I was telling Noelia that even though we've visited many old cities, this one really stands out from everything we've seen. If I had to compare it to a city in Mexico, though it's just an example, not a direct comparison, this would be like the Guanajuato of China.
Yes, it's a good comparison because of the charm Guanajuato has and how big it is. It also features famous attractions like the student music groups and the Alley of the Kiss.
Look at the businesses you suddenly come across like this. This looks like a basement, but it's actually a business where they sell something known as the beggar's chicken. The beggar's chicken has a really interesting legend that says there was once a beggar who received a free hen. Without an oven or stove, he wrapped it in clay and buried it using the earth's heat to cook it. I think he used firewood or ashes, and when he took it out, he realized it was delicious. He shared the recipe with other people and it became very popular. And we've seen that there are a lot of stands selling that kind of chicken around here. Maybe later we can try it.
How about that? Thanks to the chicken, the beggar stopped begging, became famous, opened a restaurant, and got rich.
The worst part is, it likely wasn't him. They stole the recipe. This is one of the bridges visible from the river. Very beautiful, but they've made perfect use of it because inside the bridge there's a shopping street with all kinds of food. From duck necks, duck heads with chili, ears, pork, to clothing stores where you can rent the traditional clothes of the area. Souvenirs, tea shops, yogurt shops. Good morning, ma'am. What's on your head?
Tuji!
Tuji, is that from your ethnic minority?
From the Miao minority, it's like this.
Wow. Is it you? Is she your daughter?
Yes, it's me!
How beautiful.
It's TikTok, a mountain village. We don't have those festivals here.
So she also likes to sing. She could become famous.
Miao influencer.
Is all the clothing here Miao?
Yes, we make it ourselves.
The shoes as well?
Yes.
And does he speak in Miao dialect?
Yes, in the Miao dialect.
Is it very different from Mandarin?
Only people who studied can speak Mandarin. Those who didn't attend school can't.
You couldn't speak Mandarin as a child?
No, I didn't go to school.
And now, how did you learn?
I learned through the business.
Where do you buy the clothes for your business?
I make all of it myself.
You do it all by yourself?
Of course I make it.
Look, Grandma was embroidering.
It's beautiful because she makes all these little purses herself, and here she's weaving them and they turn out beautiful. I love your clothes, ma'am.
I have a lot of outfits. I make a lot of them.
Did you make the hat too?
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
I'm already old.
I think you look great. You're my hero. It's a pleasure to meet you. No, what a beautiful experience. She is a 78-year-old grandmother who spends her time embroidering purses, making clothes, crafting, and selling them. She said she's very happy doing it, as she spends her free time at meetings with her friends. They put on traditional clothes, sing, dance, and it's a very happy life here within the Fenghuang community. She belongs to the Miao ethnic minority and wears her traditional clothes with great pride. She shared her culture with us, and Noelia loves that, right, Noelia?
I love embroidery, sewing, and all that. I really value it a lot. In fact, when we've gone to different parts of Mexico, for example in Oaxaca, where they have the blankets and rugs, every time I see it, I've been fascinated.
This is a Chinese tea shop that I loved how they adapted to the local culture. They put classic silver ornaments from the Miao ethnic minority on all the cups and many more on their crowns. They believe it brings good luck and wards off evil. So, if you buy a cup, it comes decorated, or they also sell you a little basket so you can put your drink in it, which is like the traditional wicker baskets used in the area.
A few days ago, when we went to the Longji rice terraces, the Yao minority who lived there, in the past, they used to give a dowry, which is like an exchange of resources. I give you my daughter, you have to give me resources, it could be money. In that case, it was rice, silver, and farm animals, which were the most valued things at that time.
Outside, it's practically a fruit market, and it's interesting how they use bamboo poles to carry their goods. And in this country, bamboo poles are practically used for everything from scaffolding for construction to a way of transporting goods, like in this case. And look at how he's watering his fruit. He has a bottle there with holes in it, and that's how he waters the fruit. This would be like the exit of Fucheng, which is the ancient city, but it's huge. Don't think that's where it ends. It keeps changing scenery, and that's what I like most about this ancient city. And just like there are very narrow corridors with beautiful bridges, you also find these kinds of streets where there are restaurants and more things.
It's just that right now we're on the second or third floor of this city. This is what's above the part that's right on the edge of the river.
Remember, this is only the first part of the tour. The city truly comes alive at night. Hello, kitty, what's up? Oh, look, Noelia already made friends.
Can I take it with me?
No, it doesn't matter where we go, we always make a cat friend. Many of the local ethnic minority people used to work in the rice fields or simply in agriculture. And as a result, many of them today already have hunched backs, and it's almost impossible for them to stand up straight. That's because the local economy used to depend on agriculture and rice fields. Throughout this journey, we have visited many villages where the rice fields look impressive. And while they are a marvel of engineering from those times which allowed them to plant rice in places that would have previously been impossible, well, it's also true that it comes with its difficulties. If you want more details, here's the link to the previous video where we visited the country's most famous rice terraces. What do you think of this, Ali? You can take a good photo anywhere here. This is similar to a traditional Chinese garden, which is a bit like the neighborhood from El Chavo del Ocho, to help you understand. These blocks have many apartments with one family on the ground floor and 2 or 3 others on the upper floors. Here's the sign for rooms for rent. Imagine renting here in this beautiful block, close to ancient Fenghuang.
It's hard to believe that people actually live in these buildings that look so old, so iconic, and so beautiful. Since we're here, let's try the local food.
Hello?
Hello, young man.
What is this?
It's a mayo bun.
From the Mayo minority?
Yes.
Oh, what do you make it with?
Rice and vegetables.
Oh, rice and vegetables. So you speak English. Well, you speak it very well.
Really? I feel like I don't.
You speak it excellently. It has egg in the middle, right?
Correct.
How much do you sell them for?
13 yen.
13, I'll take one. Why is it green?
It's because of the vegetables.
That's the green dough he uses, and he calls it a mayo sandwich. It's the typical sandwich of the Miao ethnic minority, made with rice or wheat flour mixed with wild vegetables like pea sprouts or local plants.
It's like a rural McMuffin from the Mayo. This is the little sandwich or burger that the lady from the My Minority made for us, and it looks delicious. Inside, it has things like pickled green beans, something they call tofu skin that's cut into strips, and it has its little egg. And we added chili to it, so it must be really tasty. It's really tasty. The ingredients you put on top give it a really nice touch. It tastes a little tangy, kind of like vinegar and a bit spicy, but honestly, the level of spiciness is just right. It lets you enjoy the rest of the flavors. It's really good. I recommend it.
It's like a local snack that's made from Xiaomi. Is it made from this?
That's right.
I'll have one, please.
Just scan here. Your Chinese is very good.
Don't lie, ma'am. I'm still learning. This is called...
Yes.
Is it from the Miao people?
That's right. That sign says meow flavor.
Ah, that's right. Miao flavor. It's like a typical skewer from the Miao ethnic minority, which is made with all these grains. It's mostly made of cornflakes.
Ground corn, black beans, yellow beans, sesame, red beans.
And Xiaomi, which means millet in English, but I never learned the Spanish word. It's sweet.
It's sweet.
I thought it would taste like a salty churro, but it's more like finely ground grains turned into modeling clay. And the texture is very similar to the sticky rice that's so commonly eaten in this country. But at the same time, the corn frosting they put on top makes it crunchy, and it has a lot of sugar. This is all sugar. I just realized, honestly, it's delicious, but it's fried and I shouldn't eat it right now. It's just so good, impossible to resist. We've already bought 2 different types of traditional food, but we still need to go to a restaurant where we're going to try the local pork feet hot pot, which by the way was found by a friend who specializes in food videos. She always finds interesting places with food we wouldn't normally try. And today is one of those days. But I think for the sake of the video and to really enjoy this place and appreciate the culture to its fullest, today we're going to do it. In the central square of the city, you'll find the phoenix statue that announces the world created by a sculptor named Li Suejiang. And apparently it's only been here for 6 years since it was placed in 2019. And according to government reports, just putting this statue here greatly increased tourism. Because when it was announced, there were many people who became interested and decided to come visit the city. And in Chinese culture, the phoenix represents hospitality, harmony, abundance, and it's one of the most auspicious mythological animals that exists, and that's why the city has its name.
Iwa, what is this lady dancing to? Could it be music from the Miao minority? It sounds kind of like Jinga.
She brought her dogs, speaker at her waist, enjoying herself. What do you think of this shopping mall whose entrance is the traditional crown of the ethnic minority? It's like the little hats that the girls wear, and they used it as a roof for the entrance. It's very nice.
That's something a lot of people have asked me when they come here on a trip. Hey, is there tourist infrastructure in these towns? And I say yes, of course. This is a tourist center with a shopping mall. So you can see that in this little town, which is so old, so classic, so beautiful, they also have this. We're now on our way to the local specialty restaurant. We're taking a taxi because it turns out there's no Didi here. Even though you can order it on the app, none will come because it's not commonly used here. So the best thing to do is to take a taxi if you want to go to a different part of the city, or if you want to get closer to the train station or something like that.
If you arrive by high-speed train, the station is a bit far, but you can take a maglev train from there. A magnetic levitating train that travels around 100 km, but it brings you here where we are, so you don't have to get a taxi. It leaves every 15 or 30 minutes, and we might use it tomorrow depending on when we wake up.
The restaurant where we're going to eat is kind of in the middle of an alley, and the taxi driver told us, the one who became really popular, that there were lines to get in, and it's interesting because it's hidden. Is this the Pig Feet Hot Pot place?
Yes, over there where your friend is.
Okay, the restaurant is really nice. And our friend Amy is already there. She's a food vlogger. She's a specialist in these things.
Are you ready for a challenge?
Not really, but let's try.
Well, we're going to eat cured pig's feet. It's a local specialty.
This dish, called crispy and spicy pig's feet in sour soup, dates back to ancient times. In our region of Jiangxi, because the climate is quite humid, meat was difficult to preserve. That's why older people used to cure and preserve it. Today, preparation methods have changed, but in Jiangxi we say, go 3 days without sour food and your legs will feel heavy. So when you come to try this dish here, it's recommended to first taste a bit of the sour soup. This sour soup is very fresh and delicious.
It seems it'll be very sour.
I love sour food, and Mexico has plenty.
Really?
We use a lot of tomatoes, like enchiladas.
Well, from one sour food lover to another, I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, cheers.
Oh, I love that.
It's good. It's really good.
Did it taste sour to you?
No, I just wasn't expecting something spicy, so maybe I drank it too quickly.
Can you taste the smokiness?
That's what happened.
That's cured pork. In Hunan, almost everything is cured, even tofu, making it a specialty.
Well, originally I wasn't going to eat any of that. But it smells and tastes so good that I decided to try it. The soup is delicious.
We just finished dinner and it was really interesting because we normally don't eat pig's feet. It's something that's eaten a lot in Mexico, but we personally don't eat it. I hadn't tried it before, but Amy made us try it now. We realized that it's really good, especially because here it's smoked. Look, here we have the smoked pork. This is the process, and this is everything that goes into the broth, from the whole head of the pig to the feet. It costs 68 yuan per chin. You really have to try it. The broth is slightly sour and very tasty. Even Gas tried it, and Gas rarely eats much. Now we're taking a boat ride so you can see Fenghuang at night when it truly comes alive. It comes to life, and I think this video will have a wonderful ending. If we want to ride the little boat, we can save 10 yuan by buying from a reseller or buy from the official website.
We've arrived at the dock where we're going to take the little boat. It's one of those over there with the red lanterns, which looks really pretty. I think this is where you buy the ticket. Like many other attractions in China, you have to scan it with WeChat. And the price is 128 yuan per person. If you're under 14 or over 70, it's 70 yuan per person. That's a good deal here.
We have the ticket, 128 yuan per person. Or if you want to buy from a reseller, it's 118.
There it is. They scanned our ticket, and now we're going to get on the little boat. Oh, look how beautiful, all made of wood with its little red lamps. It's literally like a Chinese trajinera, and look around at everything we have. This town is so lively. I don't know where all the people were during the day. And something we didn't know about this magical little town of Fenghuang is that when you get on these little boats, apparently you pass by all the shows happening on the river. That's very typical of Chinese towns that are geared towards tourism. They have different shows. In this case, since they have the river, they do it on the river, but there are other cities that do it on the street. You're walking when a show suddenly appears. Incredible! We've seen some shows in China that leave you speechless. Their organization of so many actors is incredible. I highly recommend it. And let's see what we get right now at the river. I'm really excited because everything is full of little dances around live music, which is something I absolutely love. We're starting the tour and we're already seeing some shows along the river banks. This is like on a floating platform and there are two girls dancing there. Look at that. These buildings here are super famous in Fenghuang because they're called the floating buildings. If you can see, they're raised above the river. They use these stakes to create the support. I doubt they're very fragile since people live there and the builders likely knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, but honestly, I would be really nervous to build my house with these kinds of techniques. On the sides of the river, they have several images projected onto the walls, I suppose from here, from the history of Fenghuang. We have people in traditional clothing. I can see the little houses. I can see images of what life used to be like in this place.
The only thing they're missing are boats selling intoxicating drinks and other floating snack stands, and boom, this place will become the biggest viral sensation on the planet. Something like Xochimilco.
I think that's the only thing that could be the best. Imagine you're walking around here and then the typical little boat with the mariachis or something like that comes by.
Or selling you souvenirs.
Exactly, it would be so epic, but it's already amazing as it is. The farther this little boat goes, the more I smile, amazed by this place's beauty. How they've combined it with different technological resources to highlight its beauty. We have these lasers here that are projecting things onto the walls of the river. And the coolest thing is that we're going to go under the bridges that are so famous and so iconic in this city. This show here, This Girl in Red, is one of the most famous water shows in this place. I've seen it on social media multiple times and I didn't know if it was a show or just some kind of photo session that an influencer did. How beautiful. Look, it's like a modern outfit from the Minority. Look at this right here. They're projecting images onto water. They have projectors that are displaying images on it. That's so crazy. This is literally what we always see at tourism fairs in China, which is when technology comes together with tradition. Oh wow, that's crazy, look. This water curtain turns off when the boats pass by so you don't get wet. And this is the show we can see right from our room window, just imagine. We're passing by one of the most famous buildings in Fenghuang, which is this 7-story pagoda called Wan Bingta, which translates as the Pagoda of 10,000 Names. This pagoda is the only pagoda in Hunan province that combines religious, commemorative, and aesthetic functions. In fact, during the Qing era, scholars would burn poems and imperial exams here in this tower as offerings to the gods of wisdom. That's because Fenghuang is a town with a rich literary culture. In fact, one of the names that kept coming up while I was doing research about this ancient town, it's that of a writer named Chen Zongwen, who is called the prodigal son of Fenghuang. He's a writer who became especially famous for a novel called Border Town in English. I don't know what it's called in Spanish. And that novel is about the everyday life of a town that closely resembles Fenghuang. I don't know why that is or how the people who live there go about their daily lives, the ethnic minorities. It talks about the architecture of the houses, and it really mentions many elements that are special to this town. And that's one of the reasons why it was also highly valued throughout all of China. And I think that may have also encouraged the government to turn it into such an important place for tourism. In fact, in the novel Border Town by this writer, this same pagoda is also described. Nowadays, this pagoda has become a very important photo backdrop. I wonder if all these girls know what kind of place they're taking a picture with, and the spiritual and historical importance it has. But anyway, whatever the case, I'm sure they're going to get some beautiful photos and they look spectacular. Wow, look at this hallway. It's full of people taking pictures. Look at the spectacular hairstyle this girl is wearing with the headpiece. It's impressive. They really put a lot of effort into it. How beautiful. Wow, this place looks so different during the day than at night. It took us a bit to figure out where our hotel was. This is literally the wind bridge where I started the video, and it looks like a completely different structure with the lights. Hey, it's a fantastic view from here. Do you know what this bridge is called?
What?
The snow bridge.
Well, from the snow bridge, we hope you enjoyed the tour around the city of Fenghuang. We will try to do more tours like this so you can get to know the best places in China in a calm, relaxed, and very thorough way. And remember that if you want, you can become a member of the channel by clicking the link we pinned in the comments to get early access to our content. And as a nice way to support this project,
tomorrow we're heading to Chongqing, another viral city in China. See you next video.